My name is Denny Baumann. I want to talk to you about some very exciting things that are going on here at Christ by the Sea. As most of you know, we are fortunate to belong to a church which is very active in outreach to our community and elsewhere. Most of this effort is organized under the leadership of Joan Mason and the Serve Committee. It includes a variety of projects such as the Shining Light Garden, Habitat for Humanity, the Food Pantry, and the United Methodist Children's Home, and many others. Each of these serves to improve the lives of people who are much less fortunate than we are. I'd like to tell you about another ministry that's making a difference. It's called Bethel Computers for Education. This outreach has been around for more than 20 years and has donated more than 5,000 computers to some of the poorest schools around the world. They brought a wealth of educational resources to schools in Africa, South America, Asia, and most importantly, Haiti. I say it that way simply because, according to the United Nations, Haiti is the poorest country in our hemisphere, a distinction which it has held for a long time. As such, we have donated more than 2,500 computers to schools in Haiti alone. This isn't because computers are the answer to all of Haiti's problems, but because computers play a huge role in what we all would call a quality education in the 21st century. That statement applies to all schools around the world, but it is particularly true in Haiti, where educational resources are limited at best. I went to a Methodist school in Cap-Haïtien several years ago, where they had over 1,000 students in grades K through 13, but didn't have either a computer lab or a library. They now have about 1,500 students, and they have not one but two computer labs, and each of them has servers in them which hold more than 2,300 books in English, French, Spanish, and Creole. There are other schools like this one in Haiti, which is why we are donating computers to schools which are supported by every denomination. I mention this one school not only because of its size, but because it is one of the 105 Methodist schools in Haiti. These schools come under the leadership of Bishop John Dorsley, who I've known for about 10 years. He's not only a fine human being, but has a deep appreciation for the role of education in improving the lives of his flock. As such, we're doing everything in our power to provide him with computers for as many of his schools as we can. While all of this is well and good, we have to continuously ask ourselves whether or not our efforts are paying off. The answer to that question is overwhelmingly yes. The proof of this comes from schools which have reported back to us how well their students are doing on national exams, which are administered to all students in grades 5, 9, and 13. While the national average of students with these exams is that only 45% of them pass. Schools which we have provided with computers are now seeing 90 to 100% of their students receive passing grades on the exams. It would be wrong for us to take all of the credit for this, but I think it's safe to say that the abundance of resources which are available on our computers certainly plays a role in this achievement. So the question is, why am I telling you this? The answer is simply because I need your help. I'm not going to sit here and ask for a donation. However, I just want to tell you about a blessing that we've received, which is also presenting us with a huge challenge. Our primary source of computer donations has just given us 1,500 outstanding Dell laptops. These laptops are now being reconditioned and loaded with educational software by a group of dedicated volunteers. However, about 500 of them came without the power adapters that all laptops need. This means that we either have to go out and buy these adapters or find someone who will donate them to us. The other problem is that the hardest thing about this outreach effort has nothing to do with computers at all. It's simply a logistics problem. That is, getting the computers from our shop in Northern Virginia down to Haiti. Commercial shipping is available, but it too is very expensive. I now have requests from Bishop Dorsley and other church leaders for at least 1,200 of these computers. They have identified specific schools that need them and are very eager to receive them. However, we haven't solved our shipping problem yet. So my request to you is that you give this some thought and see if you might know someone who can help us with this problem. I have every reason to believe that we will ultimately receive legitimate requests for all 1,500 of these computers. It may sound like we've already done a lot by donating 2,500 computers, but we have a long way to go, and we can't do it alone. We need your help. On a more pleasant note, I want to update you on a project that has been ongoing for about 2 years now. You may recall that the 2019 hurricane season brought Hurricane Dorian to the Bahamas, and that it virtually leveled Marsh Harbor. We had the pastor of the church and the principal of the school come to visit us shortly thereafter and ask for our help. The school is called Every Child Counts, and it's a school for children with special needs. Several things have happened after that hurricane. One was that a large group of volunteers was formed by several churches here in Vero Beach. And we also donated the computers to replace those which were lost in the hurricane. I was fortunate to join this team of volunteers last October and delivered the last of the computers to the school. I then stayed to set up the computer lab and taught the teachers how to use the software which is loaded on the computers. Several members of Christ by the Sea had gone over during previous months to actually work on the construction project. All of that is complete now, and the kids are back in school as of this month. So you see, there's a lot of good things happening here at Christ by the Sea. And there's something here for all of us to contribute to. Sometimes it requires money, but other times it requires either physical help or just a suggestion as to how we might be able to accomplish our outreach effort. We have been blessed here in Vero Beach, but there are people and places out there who are suffering dearly. Please give this some thought and either contact Pastor Bruce or the church office if you can help in any way. Thanks a lot, and God bless.